I basically bought this because it was aluminum and it looked nice.
That's quite lengthy.
Ooh.
We are accustomed to getting wet.
I carry 2 phones with me actually.
So I carry 2 phones on me.
I think it is very healthy as a software designer to be exposed to what our competitors are doing and not just be locked in what you are designing and what you're doing.
Android users love talking shit about Apple, but I just felt like if I hadn't actually used it for myself, I wouldn't really be able to 100% commit to the bid, you know, like without really knowing it for sure. So about a year ago, I started using the iPhone as well. And now I have a better idea, like real feet on the ground. And I really know what's going on both platforms.
I'm also using the Phone 3. I'm also copying the Arc Pulse case by Arc. It just stands out. I had a lot of questions about this. A guy recognized me on the tube because of this phone. I mean, the whole carriage obviously was like, who's this guy? Not realizing that I'm just a nerd who works at a phone company.
Most of the days I will have nothing phone on me, and S24 Ultra. I actually quite like the S Pen and having a stylus. It gives you the opportunity to write more with your own handwriting. I feel like people nowadays type mostly.
There's the iPhone 15 Pro and the Phone 3. And you might have noticed I have one more phone. This is the Pixel 5. I still think this is the best Pixel device that Google ever put out. I cycle through so many of our test phones that get wiped constantly that I just can't reliably keep some of my Android account apps. So this is backup insurance.
I used to hate the look of Pixel phones until this generation. I think they really nailed the hardware. The main reason I actually use it all the time is I think it's got the best camera on like any smartphone. You take a picture and you just know you're gonna get the best picture. It's got good video as well. I mean, they've been doing it for years. So they probably have one of the best algorithms like in the industry. But I think we'll get there. And I have it on like an OtterBox kind of strap so that my phone doesn't get jacked in London. I carry the Nothing Phone 3, the phone we just launched. I love how it looks. I think it really represents like organized chaos on the back of the phone. It's also just a great phone overall, has an amazing battery. When I'm using GPS, the battery can last pretty much all day.
I upgraded from the Phone 3A. It's a pretty decent upgrade. I didn't really develop anything on this phone, but I did help with the camera tuning, which is quite fun. And I have a video that has no views, so let's not talk about that. A few months ago, I had a prototype Phone 3 and a bike thief stole my Phone 3 off of me and we never got it back. So months ago, there was a Phone 3 out there that thankfully didn't come out before the launch.
For audio, generally I'm an over-ear kind of guy. Previously I used the Sony XM5s, but I did hold out on the XM6s knowing that these were in development, and I was really excited about us entering this category. These are great. The tactile controls, the sound quality, how they look as well is obviously such a big part of it. And the noise isolation from the ear cups alone is kind of amazing. So they do contribute to my comfort when stuck on a train. I did a tweet recently where I had the Game Boy Color wired into these headphones and it was my most popular post of all time. What a combo. There's like about 25 years between these products and I kind of feel like they're in the same world somehow.
These I actually bought with my own money because even though I've been getting test devices for free and using them for the last half year, I absolutely love these headphones. I think they are great. They look fantastic. They look like nothing else you can get on the market. And for the price, they are an absolute steal.
Looks great. I think the black is a bit more stealth. I'm a bit self-conscious of wearing like loud stuff, especially with like all the phone jacking and like headphone jacking in London. So I think a black discreet one is kind of more for me.
Having noise cancelling on big headphones is a bit dangerous walking around London. So I like to have like transparency mode on to have some awareness of my surroundings. So I use Ear A as my daily driver, and then I'll switch over to the Sony XM4s if I'm like traveling on a plane or if I'm on like a really noisy tube like the Victoria line, because that's really loud. If you play a little noise of the Victoria line right now. Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it?
Why don't you have headphone 1?
Because I bought these years ago and they're not broken yet, so I don't need to upgrade. I'm a bit of a minimalist, even though there's quite a lot of shit here, but I don't need them yet.
So this is actually the first Apple product I ever got, but these are AirPods. And the reason why I like using these is because they have some of the best transparency on any in-ear earbud I've used. I also have ear A's. I absolutely love the design of these. I think our industrial design team killed it. The noise canceling is great and they look really cool.
So my earbuds of choice are ear open. In-ear canal earbuds make me feel uncomfortable. So having something that just sits outside in your earlobe is way more pleasing to me. So for me, ear open is perfect product.
I also carry in-ears for when it's raining or when I need to take work calls in the office. I use nothing ear. I think it's just a great all-around product. Sounds great, good battery, great ANC, great microphone, and it's just like our OG design.
Sorry to cut in, but this is the part of the video where we're forced to tell you about something by product marketing. Luckily, it's actually decent. The Nothing X app allows you to change the way you listen to your music, so if you don't like our stock tuning, just change it. Check it out on the Google Play Store today. Cheers!
Can't leave the house without these. These are great. I wear these running and they're the only earbuds that actually don't fall out of my ear. The noise cancellation on these are amazing, so I can just like come into work from my bike, sit at my desk and not have to take these out. They're really good, I love them.
On my wrist I've got a Garmin Forerunner 965. I do a lot of like fitness stuff and it's good to have like a bit of a tracker. If you're in the market to get a Garmin or like a proper sports fitness tracker, then you don't need to go as expensive as the 965. I kind of regret buying.
So I've got a Samsung Galaxy Watch 6, I think, or maybe 5. I love it because people never know it's a Samsung watch or a smartwatch to begin with, because I have this like metallic Amazon strap. It gives me the option to make it just look like a watch. It has a maybe 2-day battery, but I use it mainly for steps, heart rate, and just like key notifications.
This is the AE 1200 WH1A. This watch is amazing. It costs somewhere around 25 to 30 quid. You can get them on Amazon. Of all the watches I've ever worn, this gets the most sort of comments or compliments from people. Realistically, I think it just makes you look like a bit of an action man because it's got this world map and it just looks kind of super retro and techie. I just wish it had a shorter name. The naming convention kind of reminds me of how Sony names their headphones. I have been trying out the latest CMF Watch 3 Pro, and I have to say, I kind of like it. The last time I tried a CMF watch was the first generation. The improvements up to this point are, yeah, they're exponential. This is head and tails above that watch in many ways, and it's really nice to feel like we have a proper ecosystem with one app controlling my audio and smartwatch functionality. I think we claim this can go up to 13 days, which when you compare it to some of the flagship watches from other companies, is pretty great. I can't speak about any of the fitness options because I just walk to the station every day. That's all you're getting out of me. If you're interested in trying the CMF Watch 3 Pro, we're actually going to be giving one away in the comment section of this video, so look at the video description for all the T's and C's.
Insta360 just launched this amazing stick to carry the camera, which makes it so compact, so you can kind of just walk around. So I take this on my hikes. It just lets me film anywhere. It also has like a built-in tripod. It's got like an amazing replaceable battery, and it films up to 8K. So I filmed my wedding with this thing as well. Taking it paragliding. I take it into the sea because it's waterproof, and it's probably one of the best cameras I've ever bought.
This whole thing, Pentax, great zoom. That's quite lengthy. I carry this around with me everywhere I go because I feel like film cameras themselves, you capture moments that you almost forget about. So when you go get the film developed, you look back at the development of the film and you're like, wow, I don't even remember taking that photo.
So this is the Olympus XA. I think it's the most beautiful compact film camera. I just find this is the one I keep coming back to. It's super on brand. We've got a little red accent pop and just a beautiful pill shape for the lens cover on the front. 3D printed case, and inside of it, you have your backup film.
Most days I will have a film camera in my bag. Today that happens to be a Leica Minilux. It's beautifully designed, titanium body. It's just one of those great point and shoot cameras. Once you switch it on, flash is on by default, so you actually have to press this button 6 times to get to it being off.
Let's talk about the cameras I've got. I've got 3 of them. So I don't carry all 3 around with me all the time. That's kind of psychotic, but I do a rotation of a few. First one is my Olympus Mu 2 zoom. It's got a big zoom. Ooh. Also, it's got a fun quirk so that when I open it, it won't actually let you take a picture. It worked. The next camera I've got is my first camera that I ever got. It's a Kodak EasyShare C613. Now a lot of photos don't have character, and if I'm doing a lot of like editing at work, I don't really want to edit photos at home. I just kind of want to take pictures that are fun and have a good memory. Smile, guys. And then the final camera is my first video camera. It's a Bush digital camcorder. Using this camera, I just can point it, and even if it looks a bit dodgy, that's kind of fine because it fits with the feel, and it gives you a bit more emotion to the videos that you capture. And it's got optical zoom as well, which is kind of nuts. There's a director.
Any idea what this is?
I have no clue.
So you just put your hair up in a bun and just kind of guide this little guy through and it stays up.
In the same vein of being stuck on a commuter train in the UK, generally I'm carrying around some sort of Game Boy, and it's either between this or the Analog Pocket, which I also really like, but my preference at the moment is this. This is actually an original Game Boy Color, but it's been modded by my friend Ken. What he's done is a shell replacement to make it transparent, which is very on brand for me. Replaced the buttons and the pads to be white, and also popped in like a really nice screen which shows you games in probably the way you remember them as a kid, but these didn't have backlights when they launched, so it's a pretty monumental upgrade to play original Game Boy games on a display like this. These not being web-connected devices, it kind of is a strange thing to say, but playing these feels like the same as reading a book to me, if that feels kind of sad to say. Like, they're offline, they don't send you notifications.
And finally, the only non-tech item is I always have a pack of cards with me. I recently learnt to do this, actually. Yeah, and then...
And finally, the first generation Microsoft Surface Duo. This was a gift from my old boss. It is an amazingly thin 2-screen phone. Its killer feature is that I think it is the best e-reader to have ever been created, and I use it exclusively when I travel. It's just so satisfying to flip through, and you actually want to like read more because it feels cool.
I also included a couple of 3D printed keyrings here. Obviously a phone too. This was made by 3D Printed Cat from the community. He sent us a bunch of these, and a load of our colleagues around the office have them. Nothing branded keyrings, when are they coming? That's my question.
I've loaded music on this iPod in 2007. Really good throwback. So pleasing. And it's also very fun looking back at how interactions were handled on here, because you only have a couple of buttons, right, and this scroll wheel, and just seeing how everything is mapped out. Yeah, 2005. And look at, it's so beautiful.
So I actually have a very slim portable power bank with me that is also MagSafe compatible. It's actually kind of terrible, and it heats up like nothing else, like it almost painful to the touch. It's kind of crazy. This only has about enough battery to top up a phone, but it's just enough to get you through a long day. Yeah, I basically bought this because it was aluminum and it looked nice.
Phone. It's an easy question, really.
It would be the phone.
Did everybody else pick phone? If I had to pick one thing, it would be this vintage film camera. You know, it's lived a long life before it got to me, and it would be a shame to let this go.
If I had to go out with one thing out of all of this, it would probably be my ear. I probably couldn't leave the house without these.
Kid, they're on my head all day in the office. If I had to get rid of one of these or replace one, it would probably be this watch. I really do regret not getting the silver one.
I'd probably lose the in-ears, because in the mornings, like part of my ritual of like waking up before I get to work is zoning out all noise on the over-ears and listening to music or a podcast or a radio show.
I guess I could do without the umbrella. We do live in London after all. It's like we're accustomed to just getting wet.
Easily would be my ebook reader, because I could just use this at home.
If I had to get rid of one, I'd get rid of my Sony XM4 in hope that Carl will give me a nothing headphone one for free.